Omar Al-Mukhtar was a prominent Libyan fighter who led the resistance against the Italian colonial rule in Libya during the early 20th century. His life story is a tale of bravery, determination, and sacrifice, as he fought for the independence and sovereignty of his homeland. Early life and education. Omar Al-Mukhtar was born on August 20, 1862, in the town of Zanzibar, located in the eastern region of Libya, then a province of the Ottoman Empire. His father was a religious leader and teacher, and he grew up in a family that valued education and traditional Islamic values. Omar received his early education at home and then went on to study at local schools, where he learned Arabic, Islamic sciences, and traditional Libyan customs. At the age of 16, Omar Al-Mukhtar left his hometown and traveled to the city of Benghazi to continue his education. There he enrolled in a madrasa, or Islamic school, where he studied Quranic sciences, Arabic language, and Islamic law. He quickly distinguished himself as a gifted student, and his teachers recognized his potential for leadership and scholarship. Early activism and imprisonment. In the late 1800s, Italy, seeking to expand its colonial empire, began to invade and occupy various parts of Africa, including Libya. In 1911, Italy declared war on the Ottoman Empire, which controlled Libya at the time, and launched a military campaign to conquer the country. The Libyan people, led by their tribal and religious leaders, resisted the Italian invasion and fought back against the foreign occupiers. Omar Al-Mukhtar, who was by then a respected religious leader and scholar, joined the resistance movement and began to lead attacks against Italian military convoys and outposts. He quickly gained a reputation as a skilled guerrilla fighter and strategist, and he inspired his fellow Libyans to rise up against the Italian occupiers. However, in 1912, Omar Al-Mukhtar was captured by the Italian forces and imprisoned in the notorious concentration camps that the Italians had established to hold Libyan prisoners of war. There, he endured years of torture, abuse, and deprivation, but he never gave up his commitment to the cause of Libyan independence. He continued to inspire his fellow prisoners with his teachings, leadership, and resilience, and he became a symbol of the Libyan resistance movement. Leadership of the resistance. In 1921, Omar Al-Mukhtar was released from prison as part of a general amnesty for Libyan prisoners. He returned to his home region of Cyrenaica, where he resumed his leadership of the resistance movement. He organized his fighters into a disciplined and effective force, and he launched a series of attacks against Italian military installations and supply lines. Omar Al-Mukhtar's tactics were based on hit-and-run attacks, ambushes, and raids, which allowed his fighters to inflict significant damage on the Italian forces while minimizing their own losses. He also employed unconventional methods, such as using camels to transport supplies and weapons, and he used the desert terrain to his advantage. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Omar Al-Mukhtar's resistance movement continued to grow in strength and popularity. He won the support of many Libyan tribes, who saw him as a charismatic and respected leader, and he inspired his fighters with his courage and determination. However, the Italian forces responded to the resistance with brutal tactics, including the use of chemical weapons, mass executions, and forced relocation of civilians. The Italian authorities also tried to undermine the resistance movement by offering amnesty to fighters who surrendered and by dividing the tribes against each other. Final capture and execution. In 1931, Omar Al-Mukhtar was finally captured by the Italian forces after a long and difficult battle. He was taken to a military court, where he was accused of leading the resistance against the Italian occupation. Despite his advanced age and poor health, he defended himself with dignity and eloquence, arguing that he was fighting for the independence and sovereignty of his homeland. However, the Italian authorities were determined to make an example of Omar Al-Mukhtar and to crush the resistance movement once and for all. They sentenced him to death by hanging, and on September 16, 1931, he was executed in the city of Silouk. Omar Al-Mukhtar's execution was a significant event in the history of Libya and the Arab world, and it sparked widespread outrage and protests. Many Libyans saw him as a martyr and a hero who had sacrificed his life for the freedom and dignity of his people. Legacy. Omar Al-Mukhtar's legacy continues to inspire and motivate the Libyan people, as well as other nations struggling for independence and sovereignty. He is considered a symbol of resistance and resilience, and his name has become synonymous with the struggle against colonialism and oppression. In Libya, Omar Al-Mukhtar is celebrated as a national hero, and his image appears on the country's banknotes and postage stamps. Many schools, streets, and public buildings in Libya are named after him, and his life story is taught in schools and universities throughout the country. Outside Libya, Omar Al-Mukhtar's legacy has also been recognized and honored. In 1969, the former Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi launched a campaign to build a monument in Omar Al-Mukhtar's honor, which was completed in 1973. The monument, which features a bronze statue of Omar Al-Mukhtar on horseback, is located in the city of Benghazi and has become a symbol of Libyan nationalism and resistance. Conclusion. Omar Al-Mukhtar's life story is a testament to the courage, determination, and sacrifice of those who fight for freedom and independence. He was a leader who inspired his people to resist foreign occupation and oppression, and he paid the ultimate price for his commitment to the cause of Libyan independence. Omar Al-Mukhtar's legacy continues to inspire and motivate the Libyan people and other nations around the world who are struggling for independence and sovereignty. His memory serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle against colonialism and oppression, and his name remains a symbol of resistance and resilience.